When the WNBA's biggest star was getting thumped from all sides and the refs just kept looking the other way, someone finally stepped up to say, enough. Here's the full story of how Sophie Cunningham became the league's new enforcer, sparked a social media firestorm, and set herself up to cash in like never before. From the first whistle, it felt like open season on Caitlin Clark.
The Indiana Fever fans were chanting, "Sophie, Sophie."
Every time she caught the ball, she was met with elbows, hacks, and body checks that would have drawn immediate fouls in the NBA. Yet the officials waved play on. Fans watching at home saw Clark take painful hits to her eye and ribs. They saw bodies collide, arms flail, and even caught a glimpse of the ball slipping free after a particularly nasty swipe. Still, she gritted out, repeatedly smiling through the pain and refusing to drop her head. With each uncalled foul, the frustration mounted. Because Clark isn't just another rookie, she's a phenomenon who has single-handedly lifted WNBA viewership by millions.
Really, people out here defending Marina Mabrey for Madden hit sticking Caitlin Clark to the floor, saying that she's just protecting her teammate. For one, it involved Caitlin Clark and JC Sheldon. They had their little spiel before that. And then JC Sheldon scratches Clark in the face, then invades her space after that. Clark pushes her away because of that. And then Marina Mabrey comes get involved and Madden hit sticks her to the floor, man. And y'all just like she was protecting her teammate. But then Sophie Cunningham is getting called vile and disgusting for dropping JC Sheldon to the floor and dragging her by the hair. So Sophie Cunningham can't stick up for her teammate, or else it's vile and disgusting. But Marina Mabrey could get involved in something that didn't involve her, and it's just she was protecting her teammate. The Caitlin Clark hate is so...
Her presence translated into sold-out arenas and a 50% rating surge whenever she suited up. Yet here she was, getting tossed around like a practice dummy with no protection. By halftime, social channels were exploding with outrage. Protect the face of the league. Where are the refs? Do something! It wasn't just fans. It was former players, analysts, even opposing coaches publicly questioning why the WNBA would let its crown jewel get knocked around with zero accountability. Journalists dissected replays, podcasters dedicated entire episodes to the missed calls, and every highlight package kept circling back to Clark's bruised determination. And that's when Sophie Cunningham decided enough was enough. With the Fever up comfortably and the game slipping away from the Connecticut Sun, Cunningham spotted Clark getting elbowed hard as she went up for a rebound. In a flash, Sophie sprinted the length of the court, planted her feet just inside the three-point line, and delivered a textbook flagrant-style foul. Shoulder into chest, clean takedown, and a steely glare that screamed, "Not on my watch." The arena erupted as Clark dusted herself off. Across the broadcast, commentators scrambled to replay the hit in slow-mo. Within seconds, the clip exploded online. On TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, wherever a quick share could ignite a firestorm. By the time the third quarter horn sounded, Sophie Cunningham was trending globally. Fans christened her the Bodyguard, Caitlin's enforcer, and even spliced her face onto boxing posters and Destiny's Child album covers. In just 48 hours, that single snapshot clip racked up over 100 million views across platforms, and ESPN couldn't resist slipping it into NBA game highlights. Comments blew up with lines like, "Finally, some justice," "She's got Bruce Lee in her veins," and "Sophie just rewrote the rulebook." All because one player refused to stand by while the refs looked the other way, and the world stopped scrolling to watch. As Sophie's clip went viral, two fan armies formed overnight. On one side, Clark's legions cheered the underdog-turned-hero, flooding Sophie's social accounts with love, memes, and highlight edits, and crushing the Fever jersey sellout charts. Her number 35 shirt vanished from every merch site within hours, and her Instagram follower count jumped by 450,000, while TikTok added nearly 600,000 more. Endorsement scouts slid into her DMs faster than a breakaway layup, offering everything from shoe deals to local commercials. On the other side were the anti-Clark trolls, some demanding Sophie's suspension and even launching Remove the Enforcer petitions that gathered tens of thousands of signatures. Whenever a new petition popped up, Clark supporters countered with grassroots fundraisers to buy jerseys for underprivileged girls and hashtag campaigns like Protect the League. Sports talk shows debated her hit, and peak viewership streams on platforms like YouTube Live and X were dominated by dueling fan reactions. The online noise was deafening. Threats, cheers, petitions, fundraisers, all circling back to that one defiant moment on the court. Suddenly, Sophie wasn't just a supporting player. She was the catalyst igniting the biggest fan war the WNBA has ever seen. In today's sports landscape, moments like this translate directly into brand dollars. Sophie's viral shot gave her more exposure in 2 days than most WNBA stars accumulate over an entire season. Agents confirm that enforcers, those who step up to protect stars and generate headline-making highlights, command premium endorsement rates. Within hours of Sophie's hit, industry insiders reported at least 3 major sportswear brands courting her for exclusive shoe and apparel lines. A former NBA executive I spoke with believes those deals could easily eclipse 7 figures if Cunningham continues to ride this momentum. But it's not just global brands taking notice. Local Indiana businesses, from craft breweries to boutique gyms, are racing to book enforcer appearances, offering 6-figure event fees. National sports podcasts have invited her on as a recurring co-host, and sports networks are eyeing her for sideline analysis segments. When you combine her effortless camera presence, honed during stints as a Phoenix Suns TV analyst, with this newly minted protector persona, the money outlook is nothing short of astronomical. In short, Sophie hasn't just earned hype. She's unlocked a multi-million-dollar opportunity by proving that in the WNBA, protecting your superstar pays dividends on and off the court. But the fallout goes far beyond Sophie's bank account. The WNBA brass can't ignore what just happened. Their most marketable star was left undefended by their own officials. Expect league offices to scramble, internal memos circulating about new foul review protocols, mandatory referee retraining sessions, and perhaps even a public star protection pledge, promising prioritized review of any play involving top talents. If they don't act, Clark's fans, who already flex their viewing power by driving rating spikes and sold-out arenas, may tune out entirely in protest. Ratings don't lie. Without Caitlin Clark, league viewership dips by more than 50%. Without credible officiating, casual viewers lose interest fast. Now that Sophie has literally put the league on notice, the WNBA faces a stark choice: tighten up or risk a widening credibility gap that could alienate sponsors and broadcasters. Corporate partners have made it clear they want star players showcased, protected, promoted, and celebrated, not battered into headlines for the wrong reasons. Even media rights holders are watching closely. Nobody wants to air a sport where its biggest draw is seen as unprotected. With pressure mounting from fans, franchises, and business stakeholders alike, the league must overhaul its officiating standards or watch its most valuable asset, and the audience that follows her, slip through its fingers. What's most fascinating is how this moment exposed a deep-seated fracture between fans, players, and the establishment. On social media, die-hard Caitlin Clark supporters immediately rallied around any teammate who showed loyalty. Remember when her Iowa roommate, Kate Martin, sold more jerseys than the league MVP simply by association? Now, multiply that magnetism by 1,000,000 in fan engagement. Every Caitlin's Crew hashtag that trended during the season returned with double the volume once Sophie drew that flagrant. Meanwhile, skeptics within the WNBA community pushed back, accusing Clark's army of toxic behavior, claiming they only care about one player and disparaging anyone who defended her as bandwagon or seeking internet clout. But when Sophie stepped in on the court, even the harshest critics were forced to concede. Protecting your stars isn't just good sportsmanship, it's smart business. Pundits who once dismissed Clark's fan base as one and done had to acknowledge that loyal viewership and viral moments translate directly into ticket sales and TV ratings. For fans, this wasn't merely about a hard foul, it was about justice. It was proof that one teammate's stand could shift an entire narrative. And for the league, the lesson is clear. So long as the WNBA continues to value Caitlin Clark as its primary growth engine, disincentivizing protective play or allowing uncalled fouls against its stars is no longer an option. The divide between what fans expect and what officials deliver cannot be ignored. In this new era, justice on and off the court must be one and the same.
If you're still here, drop a Hellforger in the comments to show you've got Cunningham's back. Because after one hard foul, one viral clip, one sold-out jersey, everything's changed. Sophie Cunningham isn't just a role player anymore. She's the WNBA's poster child for toughness, loyalty, and star protection.
Caitlin Clark's fandom has discovered its enforcer, and the league has discovered its weak spot.